Why? Why am I making you nervous?
I don't know. Okay, it's fine.
Okay, wait, I'm nervous too. I don't like it.
We got it. It's all good.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Beyond Comfort, the podcast all about testing your social anxiety. We're your hosts, Michelle
and Elle.
So Elle, what are we going to be doing this episode?
This weekend, we are giving our social anxiety a little bit of a break, in a sense. This week, we went to Port Carling, Muskoka, and we did some things we don't normally do.
Normally, when we go up north, we sit inside. We watch some TV. Maybe we'll do a little bit of beyond comfort work. We'll go for a couple walks. Very homebody activities.
Yes, we do enjoy the water.
We do enjoy the water.
To a certain degree.
To a certain degree. We enjoy looking at the water, I would say.
It's beautiful to look at.
But there is an entire town of things for us to do. And we just typically don't go and venture out to that side of the street.
We did so many things that we have to talk to you guys about.
Yeah. So anyone who lives in the Muskoka area or has a cottage up there, or knows someone with a cottage up there, you may have heard of the Key to Bala, which is basically this concert venue. It's like this massive boathouse almost, and they have performers who come every year for every weekend, or basically like every day of the summer. And 2 summers ago or 3 summers ago, I can't remember, my cousins and I and one of my good friends went to see this guy named David Wilcox, who is performing.
Is he coming on, guys? We need to go.
All right, David's out. David's out.
I have never heard of David Wilcox before in my life until 2 years ago. He is, let's search up actually what his genre of music is. I'm going to look it up. David Wilcox is 76 years old, for context, okay? So he's a king, like he's a baddie, still going strong. He's like they say blues rock artist, okay?
Yeah, David Wilcox coming up to the cottage. I listened to a couple songs and I really wasn't vibing with him in general. But let me tell you, once we got there and he started strumming that guitar, my mood changed.
He is just the best performer you'll ever see in your life, I think.
My favorite song was the opener. I'm not sure what it was, but he took her to the woods in his 1970s Cadillac. Something like that.
Yeah, that's how it went.
Ba-bum-bum.
No, he was great. I loved him.
So this year I decided that I was going to recruit my cousins. Well, actually, they recruited me. I recruited Elle. We recruited my brother and his 2 good friends. And we were like, hey, we're all going to go to the concert and we're just going to try to have a really good time together finally in a group. Elle and I just aren't doing something, just the 2 of us for once.
Before, with our goals, we said try to have fun with strangers, blah, blah. We really had fun with our group and we still put our social anxiety to the test.
Exactly. So like, even though it is removed from the city, there are still things that for me personally kind of trigger my anxiety. Like I've mentioned this before, I like to be anonymous, or it just kind of freaks me out when I run into people in person who maybe I haven't seen in a while, because I just feel that immediate sense of awkwardness. Like, oh my God, what am I going to say? Awkward pauses. Do they think I'm being weird? And it's like, none of it really matters, 10 minutes later. But if I'm already having like an anxious day, that's going to make those interactions even worse.
Yeah, for me, I haven't been there before. So just in general, going to a place that I've never been, like I love the spots that I'm comfortable at. I don't like going to new places. It's instantly like it's just anxiety. Like you don't know where everything is. You don't know where the bar is. You don't know how many bars there are. You don't know where the washrooms are. You don't know where to stand. So it's just small things like that give me anxiety. But I'm excited that I went though. Like in general, I've always wanted to go there.
We kind of thought it was going to be like a younger crowd, but I don't know what we were thinking because the performer was 76 years old. So like why we thought that was going to draw a younger crowd for us, I'm not exactly sure.
No, honestly, we should have thought about that. Like what made us think that this was our generation's type of music, knowing that neither of us really knew who he was.
Respectfully, he put on a show and a half. If you've never been to David Wilcox at the Key and you're from Ontario, you're from Toronto, Muskoka, wherever, you need to go. I think they need to go.
Did I know any of the lyrics? No, but did I dance my ass off? Kind of.
Which kind of brings us into our goals. Okay, so again, with the age-appropriate scenario, one of our goals was to flirt, in quotation marks we wrote down, flirt with the male species.
We did not do that.
I don't know why we wrote it like that either.
That's completely okay. I don't know why that was probably me.
But we didn't do that, and I'm not like upset that we didn't do that. Number one, because everybody was either much older than us or they were much younger than us just by like first glance. And second of all, because we were in a group of people, like I liked staying in our little bubble.
Yeah, it wasn't the vibe of a night at all.
I also felt like that would have been kind of rude if we just went off us two trying to flirt with people while my like family is jamming out to David Wilcox. Like, you know, that would have been weird. Yeah.
That's like pushing a weird boundary.
That's like super odd.
That's very odd.
But something that we did do, which is like, I'm actually not exactly sure once again why we made this a goal, was to start a dance circle. And like, that sounds so awful coming out of my mouth. Like, I'm not vibing with the fact that we made that a goal.
We were stomping, we were grooving, we were yeehawing.
No, but we did it.
It was one of those nights where you get consumed in your little bubble and you almost don't realize that there's 1,000 other people around you.
Oh, 100%. And those are genuinely my favorite types of nights.
I don't know, too, like my brother and his friends, they're outgoing with each other, but I think they don't normally go out to the club even or like to the bar or things like that. So this was also a new experience for them.
Yeah, and I think there's a big difference between going out in Muskoka in general. Like, even though technically the Key is like, it was a packed place, it was just like going out to the Key and going out in Toronto are two completely different things. There's a sense of relaxation going out in Muskoka. Like, I wore a t-shirt. Like, that was just like, that's just an example.
What do you think you would rather, Muskoka or Toronto?
I don't go out, so I guess it's Muskoka.
No, Muskoka, the old crazy people at the Key, I think are my favorite part of going there because they always want to dance with me and I love it.
Muskoka, 110 million %. If I could move to Muskoka right now, Michelle, I would.
And just go to the Key every weekend.
Yeah, exactly. It would be a different concert every weekend. That's like, honestly, if I'm going to go out, I would go out for a concert.
What do you think your least favorite thing about going out downtown Toronto is?
Downtown Toronto kind of scares me.
There's a lot of things, Michelle. It's so busy. Places are like just packed to the brim. Like, it's not packed fun anymore. It's packed like you can't even walk around.
It's ridiculous, really.
But then again, don't hold my words against me because I will be going out downtown in the future.
No,
I
exactly
still will
right.
be. But it's just like, will I be annoyed about the fact that I have to go? Most likely, yes.
You know what? One thing they have in Muskoka that they don't have in Toronto that I've seen, which brings us back to our goals, is the ski shot.
Yes. Shot ski, you mean? But yes.
Shot ski, yeah. We did the shot ski with my cousin Victoria.
What if we did the ski shoot?
That's a goal for tonight. That's our goal for tonight. And it was actually horrific, though. I think
No,
the
it was
idea of
such a
doing
horrible experience.
the reason why it was a goal was because it's something that we don't have at home, and it's kind of like all eyes on you situation. Like when you have this massive ski, you're lining up in a row of people to take a shot. Like people are gonna look at you, and for people who don't necessarily want to be noticed, that's not ideal.
No,
but honestly, it was
exactly.
a good time.
I especially don't want people looking at me after I take a shot. My face is never cute. Like, like, what do you mean? I just took a shot.
Yeah. So that was kind of our night at the Key, but it took a little bit of a turn because we asked everybody at the beginning of their night, what are your what ifs?
I don't know. What if I fall in the lake? Christian gets pepper sprayed?
Yeah. What if I see my ex there?
What would you do if you did?
Absolutely nothing.
Run away.
I'd say, what the fuck are you doing here? And then I'd laugh at Ryan and we'd just go get a drink.
Perfect. And the what if that we would have never expected to happen really exceeded all expectations. I don't even
Yeah.
know how to begin on this one.
That night was something else.
I'm going to preface that we shouldn't give that much attention to this because it's negative. And
Mhm.
these guys that we're about to explain the story about are absolute
For lack of better words.
losers, is what I'm going to say. So, long story short, we shared a bus ride home with a group of men who were celebrating a bachelor party. We could tell because they were all wearing matching shirts with the guy's face on it.
And mind you, it's this massive bus and it's just our group and just this bachelor party. Those are the only people on the bus.
Okay, so the guys were talking to us and super nice when we were in the actual venue. And we could tell that it was the guys that we were talking to before because of the shirt. So we were super happy when they came onto the bus. And then, I don't know, there was just this one guy who was just super drunk and egotist. Oh my God.
He was one of those types of drunk where they get super loud and super obnoxious and are using their hands and their body is kind of swaying. That's the type of drunk he was.
And if you're one of those people that's an angry drunk, get out of town.
And meanwhile, all of his friends are further back in the bus and we're all at the front. Like we're clearly in two separate groups. But he comes up and he's standing and all the rest of us are sitting and he starts talking to the boys and they're shooting the shit.
One of the gentlemen from the bachelor party came up. I think he was trying to be friendly. He had good intentions. But he said something that Michelle really wasn't fond of. And he asked Michelle where she lived. And if I could give any of you guys one piece of advice, just never ask that question to Michelle.
No, it's because we were sharing the bus, so he was asking kind of like where we were getting dropped off at, like
Oh,
what
right.
stop it was.
And I just
then
don't I just don't like letting people know where I live. So, like a normal person would, I yelled out, stranger danger. Like why why would I tell you where I live? And
Michelle said, "Why would I tell you where I live? Stranger danger." Like she was just poking fun, being sassy.
I had a bit of a sassy tone and he goes like, "Why are you being so defensive?" And I was like, "I'm not, but like stranger danger. Like I don't want to tell you where I live." And he goes, "You're insecure." And I said, "What? Like what do you excuse me?" Like it was so rude. It was so beyond rude. And I was like, okay, you know what? That just triggered something in me, like within my body and my mind and my soul. And I felt it. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to let that go. That was super uncalled for, super rude. But you know what? I was feeling great today. Had I actually been feeling insecure, that would have hurt me deeply. But I wasn't. So it hurt a little bit less. Okay. And so I turned to Elle. She's sitting in front of me, directly in front of me on the bus. And I'm like, the fuck just happened? Like, that was not okay. And she was like, "Oh, I don't know. Why would he say that?" Like, we're having this whole dialogue to ourselves. The boys keep talking. And then somehow, like, my cousin's wife thought that this man said something disrespectful towards her husband. And so she just loses it. She's like, "That's my husband. Why are you being disrespectful to my husband? Like, we're not understanding where the disrespect is coming from for this guy." Okay. That's the bottom line, is he's being disrespectful. And it's throwing us off so hard. And so she, maybe that escalates it a little bit. Okay. But then what he says next, I'll tell him what he said next. Really, really just was the final straw.
This
I
was the
think.
cherry on top that actually lifted all women up from their seats. So we were all just sitting there and yeah, like things were just escalating, obviously. It was really normal. We were all minding our own business until he goes, "Put your bitches on a leash."
That is not going to fly. They had all three of the females out of their seat. And from then on, it was go time.
Like, what do you even, what did you expect? Like, he kept going too. Yeah, he kept adding.
He goes, "Put your bitches on a leash, control your bitch, control your
Control
women."
your
like,
women. Yeah, saying all this, telling us to shut up, shut the fuck up, all this stuff. Mind you, let's preface that this group of men has to be in their mid to late 30s, closer to their
40s.
early 40s.
They're definitely in their 40s. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And one of the other guys from the bachelor party comes up, like once he sees it's getting a bit escalated, and he kind of tries to diffuse it a little bit and is saying like, "Oh, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, he's really drunk, like he's got a wife and kids and daughters and whatever." And we're going, wife and daughters? Like, why is he disrespecting women right now? Like,
after finding out that he had a wife and multiple daughters, it was just a piss off, because it was like, how are you talking to a woman like that? How are you like talking to another girl like that? Just anybody who's the female gender, like, you would never want somebody to speak to your wife or children like that. So why are you speaking to other people like that? Especially considering that we're young. Like, it's just, I don't know.
I thought this guy with a bunch of tacky tattoos was just going to touch up on my sister, maybe knock her hat off, maybe sit her back down in her chair. And that just wasn't going to fly, literally. So I was just trying to keep it calm, cool.
and then Victoria's on the other side, like screaming at him, and Elle is nowhere to be found, but I thought she was right there behind me.
No, see, okay, so what happened from my point of view is that, so you have the fight, flight, or freeze response. In that first 5 minutes, let me tell you, I froze. I was no help. I have no words to explain what happened. No, I still don't have any words because I barely remember what happened at the beginning. All I remember is just Michelle telling me or reiterating the fact that he said that you're insecure, something. And I then got into my fight mode.
Yeah, it was de-escalized to the max, and just Elle at a left field She must have just processed what was said the last 7 minutes, and she just stood up, looked at those boys, and said, "Oh, well, that's my friend you're talking about." And just like that, we were back in the game. Everyone just bitching.
No. The situation did not de-escalate. It was still going. I didn't start it up out of nowhere.
And we're all just like screaming, being like, that's my friend, that's my husband, that's my sister, that's my brother. And we're like, okay, we get it. We all know each
we
other.
get it. We all came here together.
And the insults, yeah, on our end, they were pretty weak.
I don't even think they were cheap. They were just the only thing you could think of.
We were also very thrown off guard, and we don't get into many verbal altercations, nor
None.
physical, any
Ever.
altercations when we go out. So this was just a crazy surprise.
Even the guys, too, like after a certain point, they were getting really frustrated because they saw how frustrated we were getting, and they saw how like these men were disrespecting us.
He got me standing up once, and that's all it took. And then they all sat back down, and I said, that's a great idea.
I don't know if it sounds like it was a lot, but it was a lot. And then once the boys kind of started getting involved on like defending us, I was like, okay, you know what? It's not worth it. Let's just go home.
Yeah. You were trying to de-escalate the situation the whole time, just like
Yeah, they were.
And they were just like getting so mad because these men just would not stop. But the thing is they were all talk. Like they just wanted attention. They wanted something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And my brother even said too, like he stood up and said to them, like, why are you talking to 23-year-old women like this? Like they're so much younger than you. Like, what are you doing? Like there's just a certain level of human decency I feel like that you need to have.
So that got a little dangerous for a while there, but again, came out of it on top.
Always up, never down.
And honestly, when it was happening, I obviously like was feeling anxious.
No, my heart was fucking racing.
Yeah. And I'm always thinking like, what's the next thing I'm going to say and things like that. And in situations like that, you really don't have much time. And like, that was also a moment where I didn't want to let my emotions, like he was not going to make me upset, which he didn't. But like, that was something I was worried about in the moment. Like, God forbid this guy actually makes me upset to like tears, which he was nowhere close to doing. Let me just add, I was angry. I was not upset. And even to right when we got home, like we were all like shooting the shit about it, being like, oh my God, like what the heck just happened? Like that was crazy, like laughing. But then as soon as I got to my room and was like washing my face, getting ready for bed, I got so much anxiety being like, did I just cause that? Like, did I just ruin everybody's night? Because I wasn't going to let myself be disrespected. And like, obviously the answer was no, but like I needed some affirmations about that because I really was getting in my head about it.
No, yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah.
And you were getting in your head about it. But think just being on the opposite side of like you talking through your anxiety, like not to obviously dismiss anything that you were feeling, but it was just like hearing some of it. It's just like, no, like you shouldn't even worry about that. Like from an outsider perspective, I'm like, why are you even worrying about that? That's not even a thing.
Yeah.
So it was all these like what ifs and ands and buts, but it was just like at the end of the day, none of that was true.
And that's why it's always helpful to have a friend there, because otherwise, like imagine if we were up in Muskoka and we were downtown Toronto and something like that happened and then you just went home and I went home, like I would have been having such bad scaries.
No, yet that would have been a lot for me to think about on my Uber ride home.
So yeah, we kind of spent the rest of the weekend like relaxing and de-escalating
Well,
that
no,
situation.
we did a lot of things on the weekend. I feel like we need to highlight. We went out to the Coop for lunch. We went on a paddle boat. We went on the bikes. We just did lots of things. We played pickleball.
Pickleball, you wake up 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you hit the court. That is my favorite part of every day.
And too, so we went to this restaurant called The Coop. It's like a chicken sandwich shop place. And we went with my brother and his friends, and they all, like, they're just hooligans. And they all started screaming, like, I don't know, cluck cluck or something. And they wanted us to, like, say it louder than them. And we were like, oh my God, no, like, I'm not doing that. Are you insane? Then my brother's friend Brayden does it like so loud. And he goes, look, see, not a single person looked at me. And I kind of was just like, okay, I'm still not going to do it because like, why? But like,
no, I have no interest in partaking in this activity. Absolutely not. But
like he was so right. Like nobody is paying any attention to you.
No, yeah, that's so true. Not one head turned.
No. So that was fun. And then, yeah, we went and did a bunch of water sports, which I also do think we've done a few things now. And I do feel like in lower impact situations, like my anxiety is kind of lessening because we're doing like some exposure therapy.
I feel like usually specifically when we did even just pickleball, like any sport, when I was golfing off the dock, when we went wake surfing, we did a lot this
We did a
freaking
lot.
weekend,
I
okay?
was exhausted by the end.
I was exhausted. I think my body is still sore from Michelle's Pilates that she forced me to do, because we also did Pilates. Don't forget that,
No,
for
never
fuck's
forget the
sake.
plots.
No, well, I will never forget. It's ingrained in my mind now. Oh my God. But I find that I get super anxious when like people are looking at me when it's my turn for any like type of sport. I'm not sure why. Because when I was a kid, I did so many not so many sports, but I had my sport. Not that I loved the attention, but for example, one of my sports was dance. So I was on stage, but so it's weird. It doesn't really make any sense. But doing a sport in front of people when it's my turn, I hate it. It just gets me nervous. After like the first and second time, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Just the initial like going, I feel so anxious. And like to do things in front of your family, obviously I'm comfortable in front of your family. I've been around them a bunch now. It's still like nerve-wracking. Like I hate when people are looking at me. And then when I was doing the golf, I missed the first time too. And I was like, oh my God. But then I was like, Elle, just freaking relax. Like it's fine. And then I was just killing them. I was killing my shots.
Okay, everybody, number one golf trick is to always look at the ball. Never put your head up. Oh, I think that might be my best one today.
But it is funny, like I find especially with sports or like when it's your turn for anything, I do feel like all eyes on me type of situation. And I don't necessarily think if I'm looking at you playing that golf game off the dock, I would have never thought to myself, oh, she's feeling anxious right now. Like you did not look at it at all. But it is such a thing of like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to look stupid, because it all goes back to like what your anxiety makes you think. Like everybody's looking at you, everybody's judging you, everybody's, staring at your biggest insecurities right now. And it's like, no, they're not. You're just trying to make me think that you're trying to highlight those things. Like you, and as in your anxiety is trying to highlight those things. And then that prevents you from doing things. And I feel as if a couple of years ago, I would have just sat those activities out completely, even if it is my family. Like for me at that time, it didn't matter, but it's definitely gotten better. And I'm hoping that by doing these activities, by going and pushing ourselves, talking to strangers, having a little bit more of attention on us in certain situations is helping the anxiety.
Going back to your thing about just not doing it completely, that's how I felt about wake surfing, because I was like, I'm not good at it. I don't want people to look at me. I just didn't feel confident within it. Golfing is a different thing, because golfing I'm like confident in, so I felt still anxious, but decently okay to do it. But with like wake surfing, I just didn't even want to do it at all. And then I did it and I was shit at it, but it was still so much fun.
Yeah, keep holding. There you go. Ah, there you go. Oh my God.
Did I get up properly? Technically, no. But in my eyes, yes.
Yes, you did.
So
You did. No, that is like such a thing. And I think for anybody who feels anxiety about going out or doing sports or doing games with your friends and things like that, it really is just about reminding yourself that no one's paying extra close attention to you or gonna think you're a failure or think that you're weird because you can't do something or you're not good at it. Like people aren't gonna look at you sideways or look at you in a different light because you can't do something or you're not the best at something. I'm not saying the anxiety is not gonna be there at all, but I'm just saying that we need to kind of try to push that out. And I feel like the only way to push it out is to just practice. Like it's with anything. The more you practice, the better you get at it.
Beautiful.
Oh. You know what? That wasn't my best shot. Oh. Okay. No. Okay.
Nice, Michelle.
Oh, four skips. Four.
yeah, especially putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Because at the end of the day, like you feel comfortable doing the things obviously that you do daily. That
Mhm.
like so like me now
For the
when I
most part.
talk for the most part. Actually, that's so true.
Yeah,
But
I
like
don't
when
feel
I
comfortable daily at all.
no,
Like I
that's
never
so
feel
true.
comfortable.
But like I mean like
No,
for
I know what you
example,
mean
like
though.
things like taking the subway. Like things that could have made you anxious before, but now doesn't make you anxious. Not really, because you've navigated the whole system. Like you've
As long as I have
experienced
my
it.
AirPods in, I'm good.
Exactly. I just feel like you just need to try new things, put yourself out there, to slowly chip away the anxiety of doing it. And you still will be anxious. Every summer, I'm still anxious to do the wake surfing, but I don't want there to be one summer where I just don't do it and then I never do it again.
Yeah,
Just because anxiety held me back.
exactly. And it's also like we're building it up, going with my family who you've been around a bunch, who obviously I'm around all the time. That also lessens the anxiety a little bit. Whereas had it been with like, I don't know, a girl guy friend group situation where we're doing this whole big weekend, I don't think I would have gone wake surfing, even though I know I'm good at it. I don't think I would have gone on the paddleboard, on the bikes, the pickleball, all of the things, because I'm not comfortable in that way. Even if they're my closest friends, like I still get anxious. So it's like just about slowly working it up.
Yeah. If you think about it though, like like for me, like your parents do not give a shit if I'm good at wake surfing or not.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Exactly. So why would your friends care if you're absolute shit? Like it just doesn't matter. Like you build it up in your head, but why would actually it matter? Like it's not like you're on like an Olympic team for the sport. Then I'd fully understand why you're pissed off that you're not good at the sport. But it's just like if we're doing this recreationally, why would somebody actually like
Because people get
know?
competitive.
But then let them get competitive. And if you're a competitive person, then go practice and be the best. Like I don't
Yeah, I guess so. No, I know what you're saying. That is valid. Like, if they're my friends, they shouldn't, give me anxiety. But it's not really so much about what somebody else is or isn't going to do. It's about
Mhm.
how I think about it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's been certain situations that have, shaped my thinking patterns around these things that other people have done. But like, it's because I harp on those things for hours and like years. Like, I can still
Mhm.
think back to situations that happened when I was a kid around like sports and things like that, or games where somebody said one little comment that they probably never thought twice about, didn't think was rude. And I'm just like, never playing that again. That was so upsetting to me. Or I feel
Yeah.
so badly that I'm not as good as them. And I was like bringing the team down or whatever.
But that's
Like,
also like somebody like saying something to you or like putting you down in any way just reflects on them. And then you just got to
yeah.
hit them with the, well, at least I'm trying.
No, and it's not necessarily like a bad thing against other people. It's just like sometimes situations happen and like people don't think twice about it at all. And like if
Mhm.
somebody wasn't anxious, maybe I wouldn't think twice about it either. And I'd be like, no, you're so right. Like, I'm really not that good at this game. Like, haha, laugh it off.
Yeah.
But because like as a kid, you're like trying to be the best, or like when you're a bit older, everybody wants to play and things like that. And I just felt uncomfortable. So like that's why I'm saying like warming up to it, like with your family and like your closest friends. And then you know what? Maybe 2 years from now, maybe we'll be in an intramural team. Who knows? No,
Exactly. I don't picture myself actually being on an intramural team.
absolutely not.
That's like
But
a
like we
whole
could.
other season of Beyond Comfort that I actually don't think I want to be a part of.
No. You can actually sign me off of that season,
Yeah.
please.
Contract's done.
Yeah. But sorry, we just got kind of into a crazy anxiety talk, but that's just what we're here
the
to
pod's
do.
about.
Exactly right. But yeah, I had a really good weekend. I'm really happy with how we went out of our comfort zones in a social setting, in a sports setting, in a water setting,
Mhm.
all the settings.
Let me tell you, water sports really drain your battery. So as much as that was a great break, I was like, oh my God, like I need a day to relax now.
So then what do you think our goal of the week should be, considering everything that we did this weekend?
The goal of the week is to work towards something that you want to be better at, or you want to be better at getting comfortable with.
To practice something that you just haven't found the time for, or you've been putting off because you're not comfortable in doing it. And let us know what that is.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
DM us whatever you try this week at Beyond Comfort Podcast on Instagram, and we'll go through with them and maybe we'll try some on our own as well for feeling
Yeah,
fancy.
and if you want to post a picture of you doing it, tag us and we're going to repost it to our stories.
Yes, please. We really want to see. And we'll show you guys our wake surfing endeavors and the whole shebang. So go look at it there as well.
Maybe we'll make a wipeout reel of specifically me and then Michelle wiping out only once.
No, I did a couple of times.
Okay, guys, join us next week for our Las Vegas episode. We're really excited about this one. This took a toll on us. We needed a week vacation from that week vacation, let me just tell you. All positive things, but whew, did it kill our social batteries. All right, we'll find out more next week.
Join us on Instagram at Beyond Comfort Podcast to stay updated on all of our anxieties, see what we're doing next, see what we're currently up to. Send us all of your anxious thoughts. We want to know what's going on. And we'll see you next week. Love ya.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.